because in current you'll need that extra little bit. The lower you can have this top hand, the better this angle is. And if it comes out, I think like the whole lifting your head up thing, you can still lift your head up and roll as long as you keep this hand down. You just want to make sure you keep this hand in. It also keeps you from extending, and then if you don't make your roll when you come back over, pulling your shoulder out.
Once upon a time when I was younger, I wouldn't need these, but I do now.
I just graduated to not using them.
Well, I mean, you're a swimmer.
It still sucks. I don't like going down the river with them.
Right.
And then I would get into this like psyche of put my nose clips on and then I'm gonna roll, or if I don't have my nose clips on, I was gonna miss my roll, and
right.
So actually my goal was by the end of the summer to be able to run like a full Achilles lap without my nose clips. And my first Achilles lap this year, I get out there and my nose clips break. I was like, well, today's the day.
What was your stroke in swimming?
I didn't swim, I was a freediver.
For some reason I thought you were a swimmer.
Christian Yates from the group is a swimmer.
Maybe that's who I'm thinking about.
I gotta see if they make this in like a 197 to 202.
They do. I've got one at my house. That's my wife's.
That's probably what I'll end up ordering. Nice. And then your top hand was great on that one. Make sure that you get that wrist cock good on your right hand. Only because when you come out, your blade angle is going down a little bit, and when you get in current, that'll really mess you up. So make sure that you exaggerate that. Come your way. That tilt forward,
yeah,
which will give you a climbing angle. That was like perfect. Did you feel better paddle purchase on it, or did it feel about
a lot
the same?
better?
Yeah, that's like with that top hand in and that wrist cock, that was like perfect. And then your setup when you go to do to your C, you're like completely out of the water. That looks really good. I think your roll looks technically totally fine. So.
Which nice. Is it confuses me a lot of times whenever I am in a situation where I'm. And I think what it is too, I think it's mental. Once I fail a couple, I think then I'm in a shit headspace or something. And then, I mean, I can hold my breath forever, but I don't know. I get into this weird space where I'm like, I gotta pull.
One of the things that I like to practice at the pool, and we can definitely practice here too, is like you put your nose clip in and then flip over, and then like let go, put your paddle in your lap or something, count to 10, and then set up and roll. Yeah. And what that does is gives you the confidence that you'll roll up on your first roll if things are going right.
Right.
So if you mess up a roll, like just reset, you know, like as long as you do a roll, you'll come up first try if there's not any outside forces. So then like you just give it a sec, wait for the outside forces to change a little bit and try
right.
Again. That helped me a ton. I feel like get relaxed underwater.
Yeah.
Because like up until I like put my clip on and then spent some time upside down and was like looking around and like watching other people practice their rolls, it was like, man, they can do like 3-4 rolls by the time you really need to come up. And it's a really relaxing state.
So the funny thing is, Eric Jackson, watching his videos, got me to doing that.
Yeah. And
I got into the habit of like, I'll hold my paddle out here or something, then flip, and then pull it in, and then set up. And
all kinds of weird positions.
Well, the person that gigged me on that, your buddy.
Zach.
Why would you do that? I'm like, to try to help my brain. And he's like, no, don't do that. And I'm like, okay.
I would do that. I think if it helps you relax, it's great.
Yeah.
I mean, the goal is to roll up as fast as possible every time. But that's the goal, that's not reality. Like sometimes it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And then you gotta like wait it out for a second or swap sides, or which I mean, you won't work that.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's a bunch of squirrely. I mean, you mentioned so on this river, there's a couple different names that people will use that they can be referring to different places.
When I only went off of like what I saw on American Whitewater,
I think you're probably talking about the beginning of Devil Shoals.
Gotcha.
I think. The flow right here is actually surprising. Once you hit this drop right here, there's a couple spots towards center channel where pretty heavy flow. The next drop down is pretty good. And then as far as squirrely currents, I mean, just crazy fucking squirrely currents. Just river right of Thread the Needle, and you'll see it. It's like 3 whirlpools in a row. Lots of boils, lots of whirly water.
Is it deep?
Really deep.
Nice. That's a good spot to try and hit a couple of rolls. And like when you want to practice rolls in places too, the goal of today is to like get in like eddies that you know are deep enough to roll in, that the water's swirling a little bit, and then hit a roll, and then like get a little closer to the eddy line, hit a roll. Yeah, that's probably Thread the Needle river left. River right of Thread the Needle is just crazy insanity current. And then if we take depends on which route we take, but you're probably familiar with the place where the squirt boaters come out here? No? Okay, so there's a place where they have like the world championship for squirt boaters. Oh, cool.
It's like, I'm gonna quote somebody, whether this is true or not, I've never seen it dry, so I don't know. 80 foot deep.
Awesome.
I have seen people in squirt boats do the whole mystery move where they hit that. I mean, I don't even know if it's an eddy line so much of an eddy fence right there. And then that one is just like whirlpool on the Cardi. If you get stuck in it, there's a big boulder right there. You're going to that boulder no matter what. I avoid that place like the plague. As a matter of fact, whenever I first started, even going over that in a Liquid Logic Stomper 90, which is just a massive wet potato, you know, you can still feel it grabbing you and like wanting to pull you a little bit.
Just through the whirlpools and stuff.
Yeah, and the cool boils, and I mean it's crazy water. And I do think it's Christian that wanted to come out here one day, and does he dive as well?
I think so.
I think he wanted to dive that one day, and he asked me if I would like watch his buoy or something. I was like, sure, and it's never happened, but I'm gonna do this one more time and then we can do whatever you want. But yeah, my biggest thing for today is just like you said, I want to be able to roll up.
Yeah.
That was ugly.
That was okay from this side.
Yeah, it was ugly. It was awkward too. I relaxed a little bit too much and actually came out of my thigh hooks.
And like lower backwards. Good thing to test before I end up with it backwards.
not all the way on yet.
What?
The thing about the Hiwassee generators, 2 generators doesn't always mean the same thing.
So right here looks like a really good spot to practice steel out, like the faster they are.
Yeah. Right on.
Here, that looks a little easier to do. But try to bring your paddle more in line with your body and allow it to like act as almost like a brake, like an air brake on a race car. You can have your paddle in the water, and as soon as the paddle hits the flow, that's what's going to start your turn. But it'll also help, because what happened there is your paddle was too far back, and then as soon as your bow hit, your paddle was still in the eddy, so it wasn't in flowing water. Okay. Whereas if you had it just a little bit further forward, it would have helped you keep that keel angle a little deeper into the current. And then when you came down, it would have been further into the center of the flow.
Okay. Probably right here is a little easier to get back up.
Hit that like upstream of 90 degrees, kind of like that. There you go. That's the angle you want to hit it. Like that. Paddle up.
I tell you what, Chris.
What?
I said, I tell you what. Let me see what you think about this. Doing this particular exercise over and over.
Yeah.
It wants to spit you so far downstream. I have a better spot.
Yeah, this is not a great spot, so we can go down.
Okay.
We'll want it. Oh, my bad.
It's all good.
Well, pretty much every feature we'll try and catch an eddy and hit a peel out, but we don't need to try and get them back unless we start running out of features.
Yeah, I don't
think. Or you're like, this is it.
Yeah, we won't. Oh Lord. Yeah, the getting back to that sucker's rough.
I'm in a real slow boat. I'm happy to not do it.
The other day when I got back to Maxime again for the first time in, well, since I got this, I was really surprised how much faster that Axiom is than this.
Dude.
It's a lot faster.
Oh shit, it's a fast boat too.
Yeah, the Axiom is a lot faster than this. Or at least when I'm in it. I don't know.
What a pretty river.
Oh, I love this river.
I always in places like this think it's a good place to like try a practice roll as long as the biggest thing that helped me with practice rolls too was to stop depth checking before the practice roll. Because what would happen is anytime I did practice rolls, I did it somewhere shallow.
Yeah.
And then inevitably every time I'd miss a roll, it's because, no, every time I did practice rolls, I'd do it somewhere deep.
Yeah.
And then when I would miss rolls, it's because I bounced off of rocks and freaked out.
Oh.
So like, when you're in a calm eddy, and it's like kind of, sort of, not super deep, that's a good time to practice like just brushing up against the rocks and not.
Right on.
Yeah, if you don't want to. All day yesterday, and this is so nice.
Is that what you normally paddle?
What?
Is that what you normally paddle?
It's my favorite boat by far. And I really like this boat.
You like what now?
In this boat, a 197 would be a little nicer, but it goes a little long.
So my little old man thing, I'm normally an hour and a half on the water by here because I'm stopping at almost every single. I love to surf.
Oh,
more than
surf as much as you want today.
Well, I'm not here for that. I'm just saying that's what I normally do. And when I'm by
one up there was like a nice little squeaky side surf. I almost got in that and then was like, oh, wait.
Good. There's a lot of side surfs on this river. Probably the best one in the world is Three Bears.
surf really well, when you go to peel out, try to think about what angle it would take for you to surf that water coming at you, and then like approach it with that, and then engage an edge and let it peel out. Because like when you came into that wave, that's exactly the angle you want to be at when you do a peel out. Except when you do the wave, you come into it and then you come this way to straighten out.
Yeah.
Whereas when you do a peel out, you want to come into it and go this way.
Right.
But that approach angle on that wave is exactly where you want to be on a peel out.
Yeah, there's only a few waves that scare me enough to not get on as far as surfing goes. And staging eddy, the central flow at staging eddy, I won't do that yet.
If it makes you feel any better, I just got to where I'm comfortable at staging eddy, so.
Well, so if you're looking at, so there's a wave on River, right?
Like 2 weeks ago, wasn't even.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, by that eddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that wave, I mean, it's got to be at a particular flow to be sticky enough.
Yeah.
But I'll sit on that wave for 30 minutes.
That's an awesome little wave. And then above, so on Ocoee, before staging eddy, just after Grumpy's, River left, was a really nice little like warm-up wave that I'd say is like halfway between the size of that River right wave at staging eddy and the actual wave at staging eddy. Joe showed me that one, and I was like, how have I been missing this? And this time when I went down, I was like, it's right here. I just seem to blast over it every time.
You're gonna see it right here on River left before the needle.
Yeah.
So that island right there in the middle is Thread the Needle. If you look at River left from right here, you see a little bit of white water right there.
Yeah. There's
a pour over right there. I'm not interested in it at all, but you might be.
Okay.
It's a pretty, there's a deceiving amount of power right there.
Have you ever paddled the Upper Chattahoochee?
No.
So there's a bunch of pour overs on that like don't look like anything.
Right.
And then you get in it and it's just like, I need a rope.
Yeah.
I'm not getting out, I need a rope.
Yeah.
I have had to be roped out of holes on the Upper Hooch at like 2 feet.
Right.
And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, in a creek though, you just blast surf it and get out.
So that's the pour over I'm talking about right here.
Yeah.
It's a lot. If you're gonna catch it, I'm gonna watch. There's a deceiving amount of power there too, but this is where I was talking about all the whirlpools are. Or quite a few anyway. Yeah, there's a lot of flow right there. And there's a great one right here that everybody catches for what you're doing. This is pretty deep right here too, and I do know how deep this is. This is about 30 foot deep. And so is that.
I managed to find a rock still.
Oh, did you? Right there? Yeah. Yeah, and on the other side, it's also pretty deep too.
How are your like cross-stream ferries? Because that'll help with peel outs a lot.
I mean, generally decent. I mean, this going across that doesn't scare me. Peeling out into, I mean, this flow does not make me nervous right here. I mean, I say that, it almost grabbed my tail. even with the boat like this.
I would really try to exaggerate that upstream edge when you get in this across this eddy line.
Yeah.
And then the downstream edge. This is not the greatest place to do it because over there it's just weird. It's not a real textbook.
Yeah.
But like if you can exaggerate that upstream edge up here and almost like brace off your downstream paddle blade, that'll get you to where like it doesn't matter how much water is pushing at you, you're going that way, not this way.
Come take a look at this one.
Maybe it's mine.
Offset does for you.
Oh, I'm thinking 90.
You're thinking 90.
Hello,
What
Savannah.
the offset does is the idea is when my right knuckles are lined up, it's where the left paddle. So the idea is I have a full time and watch my left paddle player. When I get to 45 degrees, that's what happens.
I did my first
So
lesson.
you're
So where we're at it.
That's the theory. Honey. Man, you got ears. Yeah, I do. I like it.
Yeah, his name's Dog Paddle.
That's why my shit usually matches.
Watch that boulder.
That's not a boulder. It's a rock. I love this wave. Really good one right there.
Boy. If you know where the spots are, there's more places to play on this river than you can shake a stick at.
This is great. I like that second one.
Yeah.
There was like where I was over in that hole. It was like an auto 360.
There's a whole series of them. There's one halfway down this that I like to catch. This is a really good example of two generators doesn't always mean two generators. This is really low. That wave right there is not normally near that defined. It's really
it's normally shallower.
Nah, it's normally bigger but not as well defined. So like right now there's a big slope on the front of it. It's not normally there. It's really good right now to stick onto it though. I couldn't get on it. No, it looks sticky, but it's not.
Top's kind of funny, but
That second one down was holding me pretty well.
second one.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was on. Got on it though. Got on it up here. That spot'll hold you. I think the word you used was munchy. Okay, I will try.
The water's moving, but it's not really doing much for you.
Yeah, I'm definitely warm enough.
What?
I'm definitely warm enough. That's a workout. Hey.
Yeah, you did that little attainment back up too. Just that little.
Hey.
Your roll is great.
Hey.
Really snappy. You can try it, so like next time you do flat water practice, try to slow it down and like slow it down.
Random little wave. You can probably see why it's a favorite for people.
Yes, that's what's hot. Run the ferry over. That's way better. Yeah. When you put your paddle in the water, just here. Try to get here. Get it more vertical. That way you've got more pressure from the paddle blade.
Okay.
Make sure you keep your elbow down. But... So. Feel how it kind of pulled from the paddle?
Oh yeah.
That's what you're going for.
Yeah.
That's already looking way better. I would try and go across a couple more times. From my side, I don't know how different it feels, but it looks way different. there?
Oh yeah, that's normal. Yeah, you could tell by the color it's Webb Brothers. Oi.
Almost the reason why we're practicing ferries in an effort to practice peel out. You almost always want to cross the center line of the flow when you peel out, because you want to be working from like a hydrology standpoint. You want to work from across the flow, across the flow, across the flow. That way you can stop your speed, but also you're not punching the center of the holes.
Right.
So when you do that, especially for like staging eddy or a hellhole peel out, like if you're on river left at hellhole and you got to peel out, if you don't get across the center of the flow, you're going over river left side of powerhouse.
Right.
And it blows. So
right.
If you can get your peel out nice and deep and you practice your peel out as ferries, like you feel how you've got a point where the boat goes down and then it curves back around.
Yeah.
But do you feel where you'd be able to just continue down with it with your paddle?
Yeah.
Because we'll try that on the last one, but then we'll be gone. So.
Well, that's more than I've ever done. So.
You took in, I mean, here, I'll get my phone out and take a couple videos if you want. Because it like, video always helps me a lot. So like if you can get a little bit more vertical on it and then keep your, because you're kind of extended here.
Right.
And if you can take this elbow, pull it into your like rib cage.
Okay.
And like you'll feel your shoulder kind of dip into it, sock it real nice.
Okay.
And that'll give you a lot more vertical purchase on it.
Okay.
And I feel like that's the only thing that's missing, because your approach angle looks good. You're able to S in and edge into that eddy.
Yeah, that's ugly, but it's getting better.
If you're not whipping in that eddy line, it's fine. That's a pretty strong eddy line.
Yeah. It's sticky.
Oh, shit. I got like right towards the edge of that rock, and then got like stuck up against the rock.
Yeah.
And then was going over this way. I ended up just like coming up, pushing off the rock. Wow. That was more work than time.
There's a lot of, I mean, so Doug, the guy that I paddle with all the time, he's an old dude and everything else, but he's actually a Class 5 boater. He's been doing it for like 50 years or something. He just enjoys coming out here because.
Yeah.
But what his philosophy is, he says, if you're interested in it, you can do Class 3 and 4 moves on the Hiwassee all day long.
Oh, absolutely.
And this,
yeah. Like.
And this is a good example of that. I mean, if you find the right spot with the right flow, you know.
Yeah, you're not coming out of that one normally.
Yeah.
That was like, yeah, I'm not coming out. I don't want in there.
But what I'm doing now is more than I've ever done, so I appreciate it.
Good practice. When you hit this eddy line, don't lift your edge. Just I mean,
Yeah,
it'll definitely catch you.
I know exactly what you're saying. Ugly.
Wade was doing a long-term review on it.
Yeah.
He says he's been paddling for like 3 months, and he never thinks about his paddle when he goes out. And I think that's the greatest description, because like, I'm real picky on paddles.
Yeah.
And not once today have I ever like thought about it. It's
yeah.
Like, it's just life.
Slinging my head.
It's not up, it's not down. And if you focus on looking down as your finishing move, that's the big thing on the bracing too. Like when I'm here, I can't get back up.
Yeah.
You go to a finish, like it's a look down.
Right.
And then crunch on that side.
I'm definitely not loving this damn skirt. This is like the 3rd time I've used it. It was dry the first couple of times, but it's leaking like a sieve now.
They're all really fucking wet. I love my piranha boats.
Yeah.
I'm so soaked right
now. I'm not worried about that, but I mean it's coming in like it shouldn't be coming in.
You need a dump? We can get over some.
No.
I got a sponge too if you need that.
No, I'm good, dude. I just like the bitch.
See, if you don't have any water in there, there's no excuse.
I feel like I still slung my head.
A little bit, but not bad. Eventually, you want to get to where you're feeling the water when you're set up. Right now you're above it, which is really good practice to exaggerate the movement. Eventually, you do want to get to where you're feeling that like skull on the surface.
Yeah.
When you come from set up, because that's where you're going to build a lot of your paddle pressure when the water's really airy.
Right.
That's a really difficult thing to practice though. But I think the best way to practice it is to just do some movies.
Right.
Figure out like how the paddle moves and the angle and everything.
Yeah.
And keep it on a climbing angle. that's what's going to be the key for your regular roll. And
Right.
also when you go to do your back leg, eventually you need to have it the opposite way. But what that'll do too, that way when you're in real turbulent water and you don't have that initial snap, you can feel the pressure up until then.
Right.
So it's not like a sweet roll like Garrett Jackson back here.
Right.
You are kind of building some paddle pressure on the roll. And that's something that you definitely try it out. But that I would work on, like getting that paddle dexterity where you can feel where the climbing angle is, what kind of arcs it does, when you do different things.
Right.
And what that'll do is when you do want to drag it on the surface of the water, you already know what angle you need to have it. Like you watch my paddle when I go to set to set up. I'm not pulling down on it, but it's definitely gliding on the water.
Right. Yeah,
I
you're.
don't start to. And that's what I was saying, like, when I get in that side, I can't, like, reach over that far. So mine's, like, a little further under.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't require the all the way up and slack.
Yeah, I'm actually not doing it on purpose. Like everybody says that. They're like, wow, you're so far out of the water. And I'm like, it's just long arms, I think.
Yeah.
You know, I've got monkey arms.
It's a good thing. That way, if you're not all the way over or whatever, you got the lead.
Right.
That's usually, like, the hardest thing people have.
Right.
I wouldn't put too much effort into drilling it, but eventually that'll be the goal, is to get it along the surface of the water for that set up.
Right.
Oh, that's way better. And you see how you finish with your elbows down and in and everything? Yeah. That was way better.
Just by accident.
Now, you remember how it felt though?
Oh yeah, yeah. There's a lot more power.
That was like, and when you came up and your elbows were in and you're in this, that's like where you want to be.
Right.
That way, if you get window shaded, you're like here in
Yeah.
this position.
In your box.
Instead of like up here,
Right.
you get window shaded and there goes your shoulder.
Right. That's what happened to Joe down in Chile.
Yeah.
He was upside down and his paddle got stuck on a rock and just jerked it out. He's just now getting back where he can freaking paddle. Dude, have you seen I talk to everybody about this damn video just because I love it so much, but Brent Orton has a video, or had a video. He's making a joke about rolling.
Oh, it's one of my favorite videos.
Yeah.
It's like, rolling a kayak is super easy. All you gotta do is and then does this weird like back deck reverse sweep, like what the fuck, roll up, yeah.
And as long as you remember that, you're fine. I love that video, man. Yeah, the other thing that I love watching him do is like teach the kids when he's teaching them to play boat and shit. It was a travesty, man, when he died.
Oh, so sad. It was weird because like I lost one of my freediving buddies like a week before. And that was like somebody that I dove with a lot.
Yeah.
And I felt more torn up about the Bren thing because like it's just like, you know how like that's like a household name in the kayak community. Everybody knows him. Like that infectious stoke.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. not doing anything, kid. Well, the good thing is they're stable. That looked fun, Chris. You come out here on the weekend, you can do that all day long.
It's always fun. It's when I end up getting in like the sketchiest clothes, paddling the best, and everybody's like,
right. Ah, shit. Well, that was interesting.
yeah, that's okay. I don't know.
One of these days I'll grow up and look like that.
What?
One of these days I'll grow up to be a big boy and look like that.
I tell you, like, the only thing that's helped my paddling is being more playful boats.
This
That's
is
why I like this thing so much.
yeah. This is the
Nothing.
yeah. This is the closest thing I've ever paddled to that.
This is such a good boat for like what you're trying to do, though.
Yeah. The Axiom that I've got, it's huge. It's massive, you know?
It's a better boat.
Oh yeah, it's a lot better boat. I'm actually pretty tempted to sell everything else I've got and get another one of these.
I had 12 boats 3 months ago, and I have like 3 now. Now part of it's because I'm trying to buy a new Greek boat, and like I want a new Greek boat, less
Yeah.
expensive, but
Yeah, this
I
was
just paddle this thing. I love this thing. Now I gotta go buy it.
that's a strong little line right there. I wasn't trying to get in that damn line. I was trying to back myself up on that rock, and I was going to get out of my boat. Good. How are you?
The pure terror in that woman's face.
Oh, she was terrified, bro. Why was she so scared then?
I don't know.
I mean, she was standing up.
Well, and then the one girl was like trying to wrestle the ducky, and I was just like, just let it go and I'll go get it. She was like, it's going this way, and it's like, I know. I'll go get it.
Well, yeah, for a little bit more roll practice in warm water.
Absolutely.
And I think I'd kind of like to try that skull thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try peeling out on this and just keep going.
Yep. Hold that downstream blade.
That's probably the best I've ever done.
You were like at the speed of the water by the time you took your first stroke.
Yeah.
What you'll feel too is that like those habitual forward strokes after that, like you'll stop taking them. Because it's like you're just trying to get up to the speed of the water.
Right.
You don't really want to be going that much faster then unless there's a big hole.
Right.
Waves are hard when you're going faster than the speed of the water.
Yeah. That's true. I didn't think about that. The wrist cock thing does help, I think,
Huge.
because it completely changes the purchase that I've got.
Yeah. And it makes it so that if it's going back, you know it's getting more lift.
Yeah.
And like it shouldn't really be, but if it has to, it's like you know to get more lift, all you have to do is go back with it.
Something I try to tell myself to slow down and do it step by step.
Yeah.
And for some reason my mind always strings it together. But what I'd kind of like to do is hit that initial purchase and just try to snap off that without anything else, because I know I can.
That would be that's definitely like the next step in rolling and bracing.
Yeah.
Because like your brace should really just be like as you come over.
Right.
Like that right there.
Right.
Now I say that when you brace, especially because like on your roll you have a tendency to extend. Don't extend, because that's where you hurt your shoulder when you brace.
Yeah.
That finish position up here.
Right. My mind still strings it together. Even though I go down telling myself step by step, my mind still strings it together. So coming up right here is, I think technically speaking, the first part of this is the funnel. so that's what you would have read about. But everybody refers to 2 rapids up from here as
where we were at earlier. You like couldn't have been any better for ferry practice.
That's 3 chutes.
That was great.
Yeah, that's 3 chutes.
That one that we were at for a little bit, that was like textbook perfect.
Right.
Like when you come out here, work that ferry, and then get over to the other side and start working that one. But that one's weird. Like the eddy's really weird. It's a good one to work.
Y'all okay?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I didn't do that on purpose, but I'm actually pretty happy about it.
How's it gonna roll?
I'm actually pretty happy about that.
Yeah. That was. Difference for the carbon's worth it just because the blades are pretty.
Oh, they're awesome, bro.
They're so pretty the way they have that carbon beam.
I love it. Yeah.
Get an order in for one of these. And when we do, I'll make sure that they know that it was.
Dude, please. Yeah. Make sure that he tells Susie Caldet.
Yeah, definitely. But he really likes his. Obviously, since he loves his arm.
Yeah.
That's what he instructs with.
Is it?
Personal paddle, he's using a Dallas Sport Manic Elite. Not really sure why. I asked him why, but he just said